to my studio. I thought you might like to go on a little tour, so please do come in. So as you come in, I've got some small artworks and tools that have been framed. Somewhere to sit if that's what you need to do. Some quilts. And then if you'd like to come with me through here, this is where I have a little shop with some fabrics and bits. So in this room here, this is my sales room. I have some delicious fabrics that are for sale by the metre and pre-cut into metre lengths, fat quarters, all sorts of things. I also have all my patterns and kits and samples hanging up on the wall. So all the patterns and kits and samples that I have are designed and made by myself in general. I use a lot of things, so there's a lot of things in here. So over here I've got all my patterns and things set out. I do a lot of patterns that are kind of like recipe cards, so they're just pattern ideas, so they're laminated, which is a nice easy way to do things. I've got some that are bigger patterns. I have into pattern booklets and things like that. I've got some little kits. I've got some other pre-cut fabrics. I've got some little bags, all sorts of things. Over here I have a whole range of die-cut shapes that are available in little packs, and I can do, you know, all sorts of things in that way with alphabets and things. I have some kits, quilt kits and things available in the shelves there. I have threads, so pretty much everything you need to get going with quilting. Certainly some very delicious fabrics, which I really enjoy. And then I might take you through to another area. So this is quite a large home. Here I've got some very delicious fabrics that I presented. These are all pre-cut squares that I have rolled up and packaged to look like muffins or flowers, little ice pops, little bunches of carrots, some jam, some lollipops, some little candy canes, all sorts of little foodie type things, because I'm the gourmet quilter. And then in this room here, just a small room, but I keep all different battings, and some of my kits and things, extras are stored in here. This is a delightful room if you're looking for battings. This room over here is a lovely room, and I'm very fortunate to have a nice big pool table with a nice solid lid on it, and I use this for basting all my quilts. Because I do all my own quilting on my domestic machine, I baste them all the same with safety pins and things, so I can do all that on this nice large table. I have, of course, quilts hanging around, covering up some of my little storage areas. We have this lovely staircase. The house is a two-storey house. It's an old house, by New Zealand standards anyway. And we live upstairs, which is very nice for us. I have various quilts and things hanging around, little bits and pieces of interest. And then we'll take you through into this room here. This is kind of a multi-purpose room. This one gets used for classes. I can rearrange the tables and things to set up machines and tables for classes. I've got my die cutting machine in here. Sometimes it's the lunchroom. It just gets used for all sorts of things. So I hang all my quilts on battens that I put Velcro on, so that I can put them up and down myself, which I've found to be very handy, because there's not always someone else around to be able to do that for me. Now we might go through into the actual work area. So in here I've got like my little kitchen area so I can have tea and coffee and things. I've got my wonderful big deep freezer, which I use the surface of for ironing, especially all the larger bits and pieces. And then I've got, again, I can hang quilts on the wall. I've got my cutting table for cutting fabrics if I have customers. And then in this area over here, you may recognise part of this area. This is where I do my tutorials, and this is my studio area where I'm working, doing my designing, quilt making, all those sorts of things that I do. So I guess there's a few piles of things on the go in here. And so I hope you've enjoyed the tour through the studio. It just gives you a little bit more of an insight into where I am and what I'm doing. And thank you very much for joining us.